Hey everyone, it's Chiligong and welcome to my channel where I play and talk about games like Pokemon and Brawl Stars. Generation 9 of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, is coming out in about 10 days. I am so excited, and so in today's video, I will be reviewing the designs of the officially released Pokemon so far. There's about 21 of them, and just make note that these are my just general first impressions based on the small amount of views we had in the trailers as well as the official artwork. So my opinions about them might change, or if there's one that you really like and I don't, let me know in the comments. Show me your love for the Pokemon that you like. Let's get right into it. The categories I have here are God tier design, amazing design, decent design, okay design, and meh or bleh. I'll be scrolling through the official Pokemon website and just following along in that order. I'll leave the starters and the legendaries for last though. So I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom and then actually start with the first Pokemon, which is Wiglet. So for me, Wiglet, and knowing that it's a play off of Diglett, I find the design to be very bleh. It's kind of like a albino Wiglet. I know it's supposed to be like a sea eel, but which is actually cool in its design, but it feels a little less inspired because we know of Diglett. Next up is Smoliv, and I think this is actually an amazing design. Not only is its name so funny because it's all small and working off a bit of slang and meme culture there, but it's just so dang cute. And it looks like an olive. Next up is Pommy. So this is what they say is going to be the Pikachu clone. And I also think that this is a pretty amazing design. I think that it's really cute. I'm excited to see what its evolutionary stages look like. I can see it as a really cute partner Pokemon, and I really want to see it following me around. Next up is Paldean Wooper. And for me, this is also a bleh design because it's basically a reskinned Wooper. I mean, they literally say it's Wooper. And instead of blue, it's brown in color. I wish there was a bit more regional variance to it, but that's what we have right now. Paldean Wooper. Meh. Next up is Lechonk. And I think that Lechonk's design is decent. I think what saves it from being in the okay tier is that it's because of its name, like Chonk. I actually like that it looks sort of like a quote-unquote basic pig, because I think it heralds back to original Pokemon days where, I mean, some Pokemon are really detailed and have a lot of different design elements to them, but this is kind of like, it's a pig, you know? Next up is Clef. And when I first saw it, I think I'm basing a lot of this from the trailer that I saw, because I did not really like how it looked inside the trailer. And so, I mean, the official artwork actually looks a lot better. So I'm hovering between decent and okay. Like, when we think about other crab Pokemon like Krabby or Kingler, like, I think Kingler just looks so much cooler than Klawf. Klawf does look a little derpy though, which is funny, but for me it's okay. Next up is Greavard, who is not here on this list. But I actually really like its design. I'm a sucker for ghost Pokemon. I would probably be putting it in the decent to amazing design. There's a lot of dog Pokemon and there's a lot of things that you can do with dogs. And I mean, it's got a candle sticking out of its head. I'll probably put it in decent. Next up is Grafai. It's an II Pokemon. I think the concept is really cool. Again, when I saw it in the trailer, I wasn't too impressed by it with the graphics, but in its official artwork and the way it was released and its concept, it's an amazing design. I really like it. Next up, we have Gimmighoul. Also not here on this list because it was updated a few days after these Pokemon were released. Gimmighoul in its chest form, I think is... I'm gonna put it in... it's similar to Greavard, kind of amazing to decent. The thing is it's been a long time coming for Pokemon to make a Mimic type Pokemon. Like, Mimics are in Dungeons and Dragons and all these fantasy things for so long. The true Mimic of Pokemon is Voltorb and Electrode. Those are the first true Mimic Pokemon. Anyways, but for a chess Pokemon, I like it in its chess form. Its roaming form is bleh. I do not like its roaming form. Okay, moving on is Fidough. And I think this is an amazing design. I think it's an amazing name and an amazing design. Yeah, it's really cute. It really looks like dough that you can probably knead and make into bread. So really cute. Also a Pokemon I'd like to have following me around. Next up is Farigiraf. And I also think this is an amazing design. Finally, some Gen 2 love for Girafarig. They still kept up with the palindrome theme, and I really like how the tail becomes its hood, and if it's still psychic type, you can just imagine how its tail is kind of now controlling it. I think it's really cool. And finally, a true giraffe. Next up is Cyclizar. And I imagine it's some pre-evolution of the legendaries. I think that it is decent. That's just how I feel about it. I think some people might say, why is it not kind of amazing? Like, it's a fairly cool design. The whole tire chest thing and how they can be mounts. I just don't know if I like that whole neck thing going on there. So for me, it's just a decent design. Next up is Satitan. And I think Satitan is okay. That was my first impression of it to begin with. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. It's like a whale on legs. I really don't know what it's supposed to be. I also don't really get the name reference. So if you know the name reference, let me know in the comments below. Next up is Ceruledge, or Cerulean, based off of Cerulean, the color. I think Cerulean City. I think this is, oh, and its typing is Fire Ghost. I think this is our first god tier design. I don't know if I'm always a huge fan of like humanoid, like truly humanoid Pokemon. I mean, this Cerulean borders Bisharp as well. Like, I find Bisharp has very similar features as Cerulean, but it looks really damn cool, and its typing is cool. Again, the Ghost Love. I really want Cerulean on my team. Well, I think I'll definitely have it on my team at some point. But excellent design. I do like it. Bellibolt. This was a ride. I actually think it's amazing. At first when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, this is the derpiest Pokemon. I love how its eyeballs are on its side. And then I realized those are not its eyeballs. Its eyeballs are actually on this weird happy face thing in the middle here. And the things on the side are kind of like headphones of sorts. And its belly, I just realized recently, is almost like a speaker. And that's what actually made it more of an amazing design to me. Is when I realized it kind of looks like a speaker. Alright, next up we have Armarouge. And Armarouge for me is not as good as Cerulean in terms of design. I don't think I like the color scheme of the yellow and red. I think it's a little too much. Too Magmar. But I do think it's an amazing design. Like, it looks really cool. I love the flame helmets. I love the shoulder pads. But I think it's lacking at the bottom. There's a lot at the top, whereas nothing happening at the bottom. Whereas Cerulean, you have the swords that kind of balance out its design. Next up is Miraidon. So now we're into the legendaries, and I am biased. I want Pokemon Violet, and I think Miraidon is God tier. I think it looks really good. I think it looks so cool. It feels like a legendary. It's got that futuristic vibe. It fits its electric dragon typing. Great design. And when you see it move, and the jet engine feet, that's so cool. Next up is Koraidon, which unfortunately I actually only think is amazing. Now, the reason why I think this is actually because of its animations when you see it in the trailer. In the trailer, it doesn't glide in the same way as Miraidon does. It has this wheel thing on its chest, and then it uses its feet to run. To me, that literally makes no sense. And so its whole chest feature feels like it serves no purpose. I mean, maybe they'll prove me wrong in the game. Maybe it'll actually use the wheel on its body to get around. But the fact that it just runs and it has this weird tire thing on it, I do not like that. But the reason why it's still amazing is like its prehistoric vibes, the feathers, it looks powerful, it looks cool. It's just the way it moves, puts it down to amazing. Next up are the starters. And first I'll start with Quaxly. And for me, Quaxly is bordering decent. It is still amazing because I think it's actually really cute. But there are a lot of duck Pokemon that already exist. And so it's hard to make ducks original. And it gives me Donald Duck vibes. Like a hat with a duck just makes me, and sort of sailor vibes, makes me think Donald Duck. But it's really cute, and it's a Pokemon, so I might be biased on it, but probably amazing to decent. Next up is Fuecoco, and I'm also very biased, but I think I'm gonna pick Fuecoco as my starter. But I think this design is so smart. If you look at Fuecoco's body, it's in the shape of a chili pepper, which is like fire. And at first I thought, is it an apple? Because when you think of it at the top of its head, but when you look at the tail, it's like a chili pepper. And I just thought that design element was incredibly smart. It's very derpy and chonky with its little arms, and I think it's really cute. And I'm very scared about what its final evolution is going to look like, because I do want to pick Fuecoco as my starter. And last but not least, we have a Sprigatito. Really great name. Gatito, or Gato for cat, and Tito for small, and Sprig for like a new growth. I think this design is amazing. Straight up amazing. It's really cute. It's got floral elements to it on its face, around its neck. I like its big head, which makes it also really cute with its tinier body, but balanced out by the tail. Sprigatito is an amazing design. So this is my tier list for the officially released designs of Pokemon. Let me know in the comment section if you agree. I'll just throw in post-edit, Greavard and Gimmighoul. I'm so excited for these games. Also, which version of the game are you thinking of getting, and which starter Pokemon are you gonna get? I am planning to be streaming Pokemon Violet once it releases, so keep an eye out for times and schedules. I will be posting that. Alright guys, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really fun, and hope to see you around and enjoy the Pokemon games. Bye!